Why have I lived for others for so many years? Why was I a people pleaser? Who stood to gain from that? And what have I done recently to change all that? My name is Jessica Madden. On my channel here on YouTube, I help people raise their awareness and become more successful as a result. I share the great tips which I picked up by learning great lessons in my life, and the great tips which I pick up every single day. I spoke to quite a few of my subscribers here on YouTube, and they shared with me their amazing success stories which they've begun to see ever since they become a subscriber here. And they've seen my great tips. Reminding you once again that the 100th YouTube subscriber to my channel will receive from me a free gift which I will ship out to them for free wherever they are, wherever you are. I'm going to give you that free gift if you're my 100th subscriber here on YouTube. Without further ado, let's get into it. Why was I a people's pleaser for so many years? Who stood to gain from it? Who? Not me. You know, I spoke to somebody recently and she was telling me, I'm very pleased to live my life low key and I haven't changed anything in this world and I'm pleased to move on with life that way. I said, I've changed things because of who I am and because of my predicament. I've had to change facts from the ground. I've changed the laws in this country as a result of my case, etc. And I'm quite proud of it. This person turned to me and said, I'm very pleased to have changed nothing. I'm very pleased to have had no need to change anything. And I'm very pleased to just get on with my happy-go-lucky life. I thought to myself and I said, she's not wrong. She has a point. She's a people's pleaser. This particular person is a people's pleaser. She likes doing things to make other people happy. She doesn't do things which might get other people upset. Even slightly upset, she'll be very concerned and not do it. And she's very happy to do things that way. I thought to myself, well, in my situation, it was kind of life-threatening. It was, either take drastic measures to be yourself or, have a funeral made for you instead. I chose the former because I didn't want to die. What does that mean? That means just that. So I didn't have a choice. I might as well look for the good in what I've done as a result, because I didn't have a choice. I had to please myself, otherwise I would have died. For years I pleased others over myself. You could probably see from my 8 episodes, the 8th one I put out on Friday, I spoke about my transition. You could probably see from those episodes that I quite literally changed my life drastically in order to remain alive. I quite literally stopped being that actor in a film in order to stay alive. In September last year, I was a star assistant in a film. And I got to learn the ropes of how films are made. Being on a film for over 20 hours, I got a close look as to how films are produced, how they're made. And I got to realize that, quite literally, if they are not pleased with the role you're playing, they'll switch your role in a split second. They did that to me. I went from one husband to another husband within the space of about 5 seconds. It's fascinating, but that's kind of the kind of life I lived whilst acting in a movie, the movie of everybody else. I really understand what it means to act in a movie. I got to understand it much better and clearer when I was a star assistant in a film. But getting back to the point, and that is that, I didn't choose this. I didn't choose to become who I am. Nobody chooses who they are. And I've gained one thing over others. I stopped being a people pleaser. As time went on, I progressed, I matured, I got more clarity. I realized that I'm not here to please others anymore. Obviously came at a later stage after my transition, because when I first transitioned, I was very much reliant on people. I relied on people as if they were my bread and water. But with time, I got to realize that there are a lot of people who only had contact with me because they had an alternative agenda, which I won't get into today because my channel is a positive channel. And it's not about those people as such. It's about my reality, my understanding of the self, and not wanting to please others anymore in order to live, in order to survive. So I can't be a people pleaser. Nothing I can do about it. I can't be a people pleaser. I did it for many years and it almost killed me. So I'm not going to be a people pleaser. But there are a lot of people who are people pleasers. There are people who only wear clothing to please the Jones and the Friedmans and the Goldbergs and the Jacksons and the Alfredos and the Bornsteins or whomever. I'm just using random names. People who only wear clothing to please others, only say things which they know will please others. Then there are those people who only say things in order to manipulate others, in order to have a certain means of control over them. They're also kind of people pleaser, I think, because they need to please those people. First, you got to put out, when you want to attract a mouse, you got to put out nice cheese, very tasty cheese, in order to get the mouse. Once you have the mouse in your net, you could go and do what you like with them. That's what these sort of people pleasers do. They're also sort of like curtailed by society, also sort of curtailed by a low sense of self, I believe. But you get to realize when you go through my life experience, you get to realize that there's no point in being a people pleaser. And ever since I started my spiritual journey, which I started roughly about 3 months now, I think already 3 months into the spiritual journey. Ever since I started my spiritual journey, I've realized that I'm not afraid to be me anymore, and I don't need others in my life for me to be me either. I could literally live alone and still be happy within myself and happy for myself and carry on being who I am, which is beautiful. I'll give you one great example. This Shabbat, I was sitting at the Seudah Shlishit, my rabbi's Shabbat table. We were eating Seudah Shlishit, which is the third meal Jews around the world eat on the Saturday. And my rabbi had invited his friend, who's also a rabbi. And in the middle of the Seudah Shlishit, in the middle of the third meal on the Saturday, I said, I'm really sorry, guys. I got to go out and pray. I got to do my meditation, which I do by taking off my shoes and socks. And I walk on the grass. Okay. Everyone was like, okay, full respect for that. Go and do that. Now, what do I do when I go out in the grass? I take off my shoes and socks. I pray for those who hurt me in my life. I pray for their well-being and their success. I pray for the people who are currently in my life who do kindness to me. They should be successful and they should have good well-being, etc. And I also thank God, thank the universe for all the great things they've done for me and they do for me all the time. It's a great meditation. I really enjoy it. But getting back to the point, I was not afraid to tell a group of 6 or 7 people there, I'm going out to pray. And I'll come back when I'm finished. I also have a plant-based diet, which I eat. And that's another issue because people have to kind of accommodate me with that diet. My rabbi and the people around me are very happy to accommodate me with my diet, which is great. But it's just great because it's another element where I've left that need to please others, and I've left that worry and concern of not doing exactly what everyone else is doing, not eating exactly what everyone else is eating, in order to survive. Going back even a couple of months ago, I would never have done that. I would have eaten exactly what everybody else ate because you're not allowed to ask others to accommodate you and treat you in any way differently. Today I'm not afraid anymore. I'm happy to go out and pray, and I'm happy to tell the people who I'm eating by that this is my diet. If you can't accommodate me with any food, I'll starve. I have no issue with starving, if that's what it means. Let me be as clear as possible. I will starve. I have a plant-based diet. This is my principle. If you have it, you do. If you don't, you don't. So While some happy people accommodate me, I don't expect people to accommodate me either. That's my message today. I went through the different concepts pertaining to being a people's pleaser in the past, what has changed by me in the present, and why some people who are people's pleasers are effectively not even realizing that they're people's pleasers. They sort of live in that pilot mode. And I thought I'd add the famous Bashar, who does channeling. He channels extraterrestrial beings, and he says in one of his channeling sessions, he said that when people live for others, they only say what other people want to hear. They're just like an extended hand of the other person. And the other person doesn't have anything to gain from being in their company. Fascinating stuff. I mentioned it before. That's my message today. What do you think about this concept of being a people's pleaser? Have you changed any part of your life as a result of your spiritual awakening? Have you experienced anything I mentioned today, anything similar? And I'm curious to know, what did you think of my video on Friday, episode 8, my transition? If you've watched it, what do you think of it? Please leave it in the comment section down below. And please feel free to share this video on social media. And why not feel free to like this video if you liked this video and you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, why not press that subscribe button? It's that easy. Have a great day. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, happiness, high frequency, and high vibrations. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.